2 years ago, the popular preschool series Paw Patrol jumped to the big screen with their first feature-length movie, and now they've returned to theaters with a new sequel, Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. Even though I had not watched a single episode of the television series, I quite enjoyed the first movie. It was a fun adventure and the managed to introduce the concept to newcomers like me with ease and built a solid arc for the lead dog Chase. I admit I've still not watched the show, but I was happy to return to Adventure City for another go. A lot of the same creative team, including director Carl Brunker, back for the sequel and provided another fun movie. Although I admit this movie did not entirely grab me in the first 20 or so minutes. It just seemed like another standard story with the Paw Patrol and the usual heroics, which is fine, but nothing stood out to me in the beginning. However, once they gained superpowers from a meteor, that's when the Mighty Movie picked up. There's a decent amount of creativity with their powers and how the dogs use them, and the writers developed some funny gags based on these. They also use this to help develop a dog named Skye in particular. She goes through an interesting arc, and the movie also digs into her backstory and what led her to the Paw Patrol. There's a sympathetic element there that's nicely done. The other dog who gets focused here is Liberty, as she deals with being the only dog who does not get superpowers and training the next potential recruits to the Paw Patrol. She gets some amusing lines. If you're a fan of the other dogs, though, they only get a few moments. Even Chase is mostly relegated to the background a lot of the time. One of the most enjoyable aspects of the Mighty Movie comes from the new villain. Named Victoria Vance, she tries to get a hold of the meteor and proves a worthy foe to the Paw Patrol. As voiced by Taraji P. Henson, she has a ton of energy and is a lot of fun, including a humorous running gag related to her being called a mad scientist. She even teams up with the villainous mayor from the first movie, and they have some funny interactions with each other. Like the first movie, there's a lot of creativity in the vehicles driven by the Paw Patrol as they go off to do their heroic deeds. Are they obviously meant to be made into toys later? Absolutely, but the designs still have a charm to them, and I like that they don't shy away from their toyetic nature. The animation is once again provided by the artists at Micro's Image, and that continues to pop here. Nobody is going to confuse this for one of the bigger budget animated films, but that's perfectly fine. The characters are well animated, and what particularly impressed me with the film was the action. Carl Brunker and his team take advantage of the dogs having superpowers to mount some great action sequences that do provide the necessary thrill, but not too much that will frighten the target younger viewers. A sequence involving Skye trying to stop an airplane especially used a lot of neat camera angles and other tricks to depict the danger of the situation. I know it seems strange to say these things about the action scenes in a movie based on a preschool show, but the filmmakers and animators really pulled out all the stops for these. The stakes are there in the story and provide the necessary elements for the character development, lessons, and themes they want to explore. The voice acting also works well, with a mix of big names and professional voice actors. Already mentioned Henson, and Ron Pardo also continues to shine as the now disgraced former mayor of Adventure City. We also get Kristen Bell and James Marsden in small roles, and I did not even realize that was them until the end credits. One thing I did find odd was they brought in Chris Rock to say only a few lines. My immediate thought was, they got him just for that? I do want to compliment the Mighty Movie for how short it is. The filmmakers know not to wear out that welcome, and they keep things moving. It's not even an hour and 20 minutes when the end credits start rolling. In the end, Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie is another delightful animated film featuring those heroic dogs. Making them superheroes in this entry allows it to go to different territory than the first movie, and like its predecessor, you don't need to go in with a deep knowledge of the lore of Paw Patrol. I don't mind checking in every few years to see what these dogs are up to. Even though only a few dogs have gotten the focus in each movie, I understand the need to do that, and we still get to see the rest of the team show off their skills. After watching the two Paw Patrol movies, I completely understand why this franchise is so incredibly popular with children these days, and while it's great that a lot of animated films are targeting both a general and mature audience these days, I'm also happy there are ones like these that target the much younger set without talking down to them.